Now when it comes time to writing up your final report after you have conducted your experiment, you'd want to include a title. The aim, again, fairly familiar. You can just fill in the gaps there. Hypothesis, you can just copy and paste back to your original hypothesis there. And you will also notice there that there's a bit about was your prediction correct. So you can just add a little bit in there as well. Apparatus, almost exactly the same as well, so you can just copy and paste that from part 1. Method, I guess the big difference here, and you'll notice that it's in italics and in bold here as well, make sure you include any improvement suggested by your teacher. Okay, and I suggest that when you do that, you use bold or italics or underlining it or something like that, so that we know where you've made your improvements. We'll be able to check anyway, but it will be a lot more obvious for us if you can do it in bold or italics or in underline. Okay, so there's your steps again, very similar. You can copy and paste, obviously. A diagram here of your experiment. Notice that to do that you need to draw the diagram, or you can supply a photograph as well. Photograph is fine in this case. Don't waste too much money though on printing out thousands of photos for your diagram there. Use a ruler and pencil if you're going to draw it, and label the diagram. Also, no one will be disadvantaged if they do draw it instead of supplying a photograph, but it certainly is easier for you if you do a photograph. The results, show your results below. You need to use tables and graphs, or you can use tables and graphs. Actually, that's probably not 100% correct. The graph, I think I said the other day, should be in the discussion as well, so I might just change that as well, put that into the, you might just copy and cut and paste that into the discussion, the graph there, because that's in the wrong section. You need to use tables, make sure you include units there as well, whether your results are in kilograms or centimeters or whatever they might be. Just make sure you include that there. Again, that graph should be in the discussion, so move that down. Just cut that and just put it on the other side of there. Paste that in. There we go, that's a bit better. I probably don't need quite that much room anyway. Okay, so that's now in the discussion where it should be. Describe any trends, patterns in your results. Look for similarities, look for differences. Does one number go up while another number goes up? Does one number go down as another number goes down if you're comparing whatever your results are about? Is there anything else you notice in your results? So you can add that information there. Why did your results turn out this way? Why do you think you got the answer you did? And again, when we're explaining why, we're referring back to our research that we did in the first place. Improvement. If you were to conduct the experiment again, how would you improve it? Think about the apparatus you used, the steps you took, how you recorded your results, anything else that you think might be an improvement. And what other experiments could you do on the same topic? And again, that refers back to future research on a similar topic. You answered one question, is there another question that could be asked after that? And finally, a conclusion where you will refer back to the aim. So basically, using that scaffold there, just adding in your answers. So if I thought the answer here on improvement was that I could repeat, the experiment many times, if I think that would be an improvement for my experiment, I could just add that there. And obviously when I'm doing that, I just want to underline it, so I'm clearly showing that that is an answer to the question here. Okay. And again, really important for you to look at the marking criteria here. We've got 2 marks here available for all of this bit, where you've basically just done written up your experiment the way it's supposed to be written up, in the correct format for a science practical report. We know that you've done a method and lots of the other stuff already in the first part of the experiment. We don't expect you to rewrite all of those. That's why we haven't really allocated any marks here for the method as it was, or any of the other parts. The only exception there would be in this bit here. We're asked after how you improved your method, and we've already discussed that several times. So just make sure that it's in the correct format. Just follow the scaffold there, and then this bit here, want to make sure all the advice from your meeting with your teacher has been included in the method. And if you want to make that as clear as possible, as I said before, you bold it, underline it, or italicize it. Moving on to the diagram, a scientific diagram or photograph of your experiment is included there. 2 marks if that's included. If it's just a diagram included and it's not a scientific diagram, okay, we'll just give you 1 mark there. Again, similarly here, you'll notice that I've used the bold here. If your results are gathered accurately, okay, as I've shown here, if they're recorded in a sensible fashion, e.g. a table, if they are easy to read, if they're in an easy to read manner, a graph, and again that I said that should be in the discussion, so just be clear on that. If you have consistent use of units, so if you have used either kilograms or centimetres or days or whatever it is, make sure you're being consistent there and showing us clearly where you're using units. 4 things. 1, 2, 3 easy to read, and the 4th consistent use of units for 4 marks. If you've only got 3 of them, 3 marks, and so on. Moving on down now to the discussion. Okay, have you analysed your results, including trends and patterns and any relationships there? The reason for your results, suggested improvements, and suggested other experiments that could be done. There's 4 things there. You'll notice again 4 marks, and 3 for 3, 2 for 2, etc. And finally the conclusion. Does it respond to the aim successfully? And out of 16 marks there. And remember that the first part was out of 23, so it's 39 marks in total.